The start of a brand new week, a holiday shortened one, and the final full week of 2025. You're watching Power Breakfast right here on CNBC TV18 in the Mumbai News Center. I am Hormuz Fatakia. Let's first take a look at how the Asian markets have started off this morning, mirroring what Wall Street had done from Friday. And the indices continue to trade with a positive bias. The Hang Seng trading with gains of around 0.5%. The Taiwanese index trading with 1.25% of gains. The Nikkei is the outperformer today, back above the mark of 50,000. 2% higher on the index there, a 1,000-point gain on the Nikkei in Japan, and that's after the Bank of Japan raised interest rates, warned of further rate hikes. The bond yield, the 10-year government bond yield, slipped past the 2% mark, which was the highest level since 1999, and the stocks continue to do well over there. The Kospi in South Korea also doing well, gains of well over 1.5%. And the Shanghai Composite is trading with gains of around 0.5%. So the Hang Seng and the Shanghai Composite being the only outliers. Otherwise, the other markets in the Asia Pacific periphery are trading with gains of anywhere between 1 to 2% this morning, continuing from where Wall Street left off on Friday night. Some data came in from China as well. The benchmark rates kept unchanged. The 1-year and the 5-year loan prime lending rates were kept unchanged for the 7th month in a row, despite some weak economic data. Pull up the Gift Nifty. That will give you an idea of how our own markets are likely to start off. And as per early ticks, the gains are sustaining. 150 points higher is what the implied open currently suggests. So we will open above the mark of 26,000, above the 20 DMA is what the implied open is currently suggesting, but whether that sustains or not is the big question. Now, to set you up for the day's trade, we'll tell you about the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the setup on the FNO side of things as well in just a bit. But we start off with the big part of the market, and that was of course Friday's session, where the Nifty snapped a 4-day losing streak but continued to find some resistance at that 26,000 mark. And for the first time last week, it was a higher high and a higher low on the charts. If you take a look at the intraday highs as well, intraday high on Friday was 25,993. So still the intraday high from last Monday continues to be a bit of a barrier for the index. And if you take a look at the contributors as well, it was Reliance that led the rally on Friday, ensuring that the Nifty closed near the mark of 26,000, well above the mark of 25,900 as well. The top contributor to the gains on the Nifty was Reliance Industries. Now, the other talking point is the Nifty banks underperformance. So private banks who had no contribution in the market up move last week. You look at the big ones, HDFC Bank, ICICI, Axis, Kotak, all of them ending lower last week. So private banks led no support whatsoever. Yes, they were higher on Friday, but for the week, the way the market performed, a bigger contributor to that was private banks to the downside. Now, the key levels to watch today, of course, 26,000, the 20 DMA. Likely to open above that, but sustaining above that is going to be an important bit. Last week's high, of course, 26,047, and 25,700, 25,800 is turning out to be a bit of a support for the Nifty, as was evident from all the intraday lows last week, always continuing to find support between that 25,700 to 25,800 zone. For the Nifty Bank, 59,500 is a key resistance level. Call writers are very active there. This is a truncated week, so participation will be lower, global cues will be lacking, and of course, any progress on the US-India trade deal will be important to watch. But over to Ria now, who would list out the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for today, as the Gift Nifty is indicating a gap up start. Ria, good morning.
Well, good morning, Hormuz. Let's start off with Varun Beverages first. They have approved the acquisition of 100% stake in a company called Twizza Proprietary Limited, which is into the manufacturing and distribution of own branded non-alcoholic beverages. Now, this is being done at an enterprise value of rupees 1,118 odd crores through a subsidiary company in South Africa. Moving on, GE Vernova will also be in focus today. They have won a multi-year contract from Adani Energy Solutions for a 2,500 megawatt HVDC VSE terminal station, and analysts have anticipated that the total transmission project cost could be anywhere between 16,000 to 18,000 crores. KEC International will also be in focus, since the Delhi High Court has stayed a Power Grid Corporation's order from back in November 2025, excluding the company from participating in bids of Power Grid for a period of 9 months, and the High Court has further allowed the company to continue to participate in ongoing bids. We also have a lot of pharma stocks to keep an eye out on today. Granules India, for this one, the US FDA has completed an inspection at the arm of the company Granules Life Sciences at their facility in Hyderabad with 5 observations. Fortis Health has planned an investment of roughly 840 crore rupees for over 300 beds in Bangalore. They have also acquired People Tree Hospital for 430 crores, and they are going to plan to scale up infrastructure with a further investment of 410 crores as well. For KIMS, they have entered into a leave and license agreement to set up a super specialty hospital by acquiring roughly 1.2-acre land parcel in Telangana. The proposed capacity addition is roughly 300 beds, with the total investment in the project estimated to be around 300 crore rupees. For Sudeep Pharma, they have reported their Q2 numbers. The net profit has seen a decline of 6% on a year-on-year basis, while the revenue has seen an increase of over 9% compared to the previous year. Moving away from pharma stocks, MV Photovoltaic will also be in focus. They have commenced a 2.5 gigawatt solar module line at the Bangalore unit, and the total capacity has risen to 10.3 gigawatts for this company.
Riya, thank you for all of those updates. Lots of stocks to keep on your radar. And Sudarshan now joins in with cues from the FNO space. Sudarshan, good morning. It's a brand new studio look for you today, but you're opening above 26,000. But what's the FNO data indicating now?
Good morning, Harmas. So all the indication from the global cues are suggesting that after we had a good Friday, we might have a strong start to the week also. And if you go by the Gift Nifty, which is indicating a start with a gain of somewhere around 140 to 150 points. For Nifty, its downside is protected till the time it holds the levels around 25,800. On the Friday, we saw a huge short covering. That is basically reflecting in the flows in the index futures too. FIs have bought more than rupees 1,200 crore. In the stock futures too, we have seen buying of more than rupees 3,600 crore. And now if you take a look at the positions, FIs do remain heavily shorted, but on Friday, we have seen huge short covering. And the short side, they have reduced positions by almost 6,000 contracts. While on the long side, addition was just minimum around 900 contracts. Now PCR put call ratio has improved to 1.13 versus earlier level of 0.83. Now come to the options data. What has happened on the put side? 25,900, 25,951, 26,000. For all these put options, premium has seen a sharp fall. On the call side, one option, one strike rate that was 26,200, where we have seen the premium increasing. Now for support, Nifty 25,840, that is the 50-day moving average. Resistance, first resistance would be around 26,100. We might open above that, but just for now, we are holding keeping the resistance of 26,100. If we manage to cross that, next resistance comes around 26,325. For Nifty Bank, support would be 58,470. That is 50-day moving average. Resistance would be 59,300. One stock that remains in the band is Samant Capital. Some of the stocks that can be in the focus on the back of fresh longs: Ashok Leyland, Muthoot Finance, Sona BLW, and Shriram Finance.
A positive note also coming in on Ashok Leyland today. Sudarshan, thank you for that update. Now,